G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alpha Haydos and in this video I'll be making an iron farm for 1.17 Java edition. At the moment I don't believe this works on Bedrock. If it does, comment down below and let me know. This design I got from a creator called Avomance. His link will be in the description box below. As always, if you like the video, consider subscribing, it would mean the world to me. What you need for this is 4 chests, 2 hoppers, 36 walls. They can have fences in them if you want to use wood instead of a stone product. You need 36 builder's block, doesn't have to be stone again, can be wood. You need 5 stairs, that's the same deal, can be wood if you want. 37 trapdoors, this can use iron trapdoors, it can use any, just as long as you have 37 trapdoors. You need 10 glass. If you don't want to see through the build, you do not have to use glass. Just add 10 to your total of how many builder's block you want, so you won't have 36, you'll have 46. You need a stone slab, just 1. You need a minecart and rails, they are for grabbing a zombie and putting it into the build. You need a jack-o'-lantern or a type of light. You need a name tag for the zombie so it doesn't despawn. You need 3 beds and a breakable block. I'm using yellow wool for mine. You need a lava bucket and 2 water buckets. Okay, so this space that I'm using here will be a 21 by 21 square, and the middle section where you will do the build is a 5 by 5. I've marked it out with wood in the middle just so you can see it. You do not have to use wood on the bottom, just you have to be using a builder's block, so no glass. So to start off, you want to break the middle block and put it down with your light block. I'm using jack-o'-lantern, you don't have to use that, it can be any type of light block. And you want to spin around and place down your 3 beds like so. This side is the back end of the build. Now you want to get your chests and hoppers. Make sure that these 2 chests at the bottom aren't like this, you want to have them joint together. You then want to place a hopper, shift click and put it inside, and then shift click on top and make sure you're aiming at that and shift click in. Now if you're in survival, you obviously have to jump up to build that in, and then you want to shift click your hopper into the top. So that's what your build should look like so far. So up next, you want to come in to the side of your build. Make sure that the 2 spaces are on the side. You want to break this one next to the bed. This is where your stone slab will be, and then your breakable block will be next to it. Okay, up next, all I'm doing is adding in my wall, leaving a space there, and this is just going to be a 1 high wall for the moment. This can be done with any type of your builder's block, whatever you have chosen. Now, ensuring when you get over to here, you make sure you use a stair so you can still access your chest underneath. So at this point, I'm adding in my glass block just to make sure I can see into the build, because I like to see into my farms that I'm building. If you don't want to add glass, you don't have to worry about it. Just make sure you're using a builder's block so your villagers and anything else can't get in or out of the build. So at this point, you want to add in an upside down stair, which will be above your stone slab so that your zombie can't get out of where you place him. Okay, so if you have to do like I'm doing and having to be inside the build, that's fine. That's basically what you want the inside to look like. So at this point, I've added in my 3 high wall, basically all the way around. And at this point, this is what the front of it should look like. You should have it all sealed up, 3 high wall around the whole thing, and out the back you should have 2 stairs over the back of the chests. Now at this point I'm going off to grab my trapdoors and walls. Now you basically want to put your trapdoors over this hole so it is a spawnable area. It doesn't have to be how I've just done it in that pattern. You can have it any pattern as long as the trapdoors are covering the hole. You then want to grab your walls or fence posts. Doesn't matter which ones you're using, but basically you want to be on the back side of this. So this will be where the lava bucket will be eventually, and you want to place your walls down. Add in one stair there and one stair there. You will put your water buckets on top of those. You then want to bring the wall across the front and across the sides, and even over the hopper. So you now want to add your wall up 3 high, so that's adding 2 more to each of the wall pieces. You want to do this all the way around the back side. Now adding in for these end pieces you don't have to do, it is just for decoration. You want to then grab your trapdoors and place them on top of the build. If you hold shift click, this is a lot easier. Now this will make the area despawnable on the top, so nothing will spawn up there, which means no iron golems will spawn above you. So now that that's done, that's basically what it looks like. As I said again, these 2 end posts you don't need, they're just for decoration. The trapdoors are across the whole roof. So you now want to get your trapdoors and place them on the middle ones and knock them down. You then want to hold shift, and you don't want to be on the first block, you want to be on the second block, and shift click them in, and then you want to grab your lava bucket and place that in the middle. It has to be in the middle, it can't be on either side. Then you want to basically put your water bucket onto the stair and make sure you're hitting the stair and not the wall. So if you are in survival mode, I suggest holding back and towards the wall so you do not swim towards the lava. After that's done, you do need to add 3 villagers. However you get them into your build is up to you, but you need 3 villagers into the bed area of your build. So now that the build is done in the middle of the actual iron farm, you now have to worry about the outside area of it. Now you have to despawn the area. So if you're doing like I am, I'm basically using the shovel to make a path. That makes it a despawnable area. You can use oak leaves, you can use any type of leaf block. You can plow the fields with a hoe, it doesn't really matter as long as it's despawnable. And this is the entire 21 by 21 area outside of the iron farms 5 by 5. So now that that's all done, I've left the middle spaces in there so I can add in my rails and my minecart, so when the zombie comes I can get him into the base. So if you want to place your rails down like this, now on the end one you can use a powered rail if you would like. You don't have to use a powered rail. They do actually move on their own generally once they're in a minecart, or you can just nudge them and they'll move anyway. Now I'm just placing a couple of blocks down so that the zombie doesn't go off the rails and then I have to deal with the zombie off the rails. It should, once it lands inside the minecart, it should go forward into the base. Now, unfortunately for my build, I had to add a fence post around the outside of my build because I have 2 village breeders right next to this build. So unfortunately my iron golems that get spawned from there just kept coming in and killing all the zombies that I needed. So you do not need the fence post, it's just I need them because of those 2 buildings. Now basically what you want to do now is play Ring Around the Rosie. Basically with your zombie, all you need him to do is land in the minecart. It does take a little bit of time. The other thing you have to do is make sure you have your name tag out. So as soon as he's in the minecart, you can just name tag him so he doesn't despawn. So basically all you do is shift click and right click and you will have a name tag on him. Now at this moment I do actually get an iron golem spawn straight away, so that is how quick it is. I do not believe it's like the other seasons that you have to wait until villagers sleep for a day. I do believe it can happen straight away. Basically all I've done there is despawn the area again. You then want to get rid of the rail, and this is the fun part because you have to push the zombie in so he's on the stone slab. So once you have your zombie in there, he's on the stone slab, he's all good, he's tucked in there, the villagers can see him at this point. You then want to break your breakable block behind the zombie. Try not to hit the zombie or the villagers, just try and break the breakable block behind it. So yeah, so that is a done build of an iron farm. Now this does produce 300 iron ingots per hour. Unfortunately for my build it doesn't, because my build is built right next to other villages. So obviously the iron golems in the whole area don't let me spawn enough. It still spawns quite a lot, but it won't be 300 an hour. If you are building it like I have, and you are building it right next to two other village areas, or if you have other villages in the area with iron golems, it will not produce as much as it should. So my suggestion is don't build it so close, probably build it an extra 20 blocks away and you should be fine. But anyway, thanks for watching and I hope you enjoyed that. If you guys liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing. As I say, it will mean the world to me, and I hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.